The Easter weekend is synonymous with heavy traffic on major routes, and this year is deemed to be no different. Despite road safety campaigns ahead of the holiday, authorities have recorded at least 10 deaths in accidents since yesterday. In Gauteng, the Joburg Metro Police are out in full force. eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu is at a roadside checkpoint on the M2 Crown Interchange now. We cross to him. And Lindokuhle, a very busy weekend for JMPD officials. Apparently, there's already been over 100 arrests of people drinking or driving under the influence of alcohol.
Well, Nick, what I can tell you that fortunate enough, Johannesburg hasn't recorded any fatality at this stage, but of course that staggering number of over 100 people who have been arrested on the roads for driving under the influence. But we'll just get those figures now from Xolani Fihla, who is a part of the communications team here in Johannesburg. I mean, we're talking about over 100 people that have been arrested already for driving under the influence of certain substances. But just take us through the numbers you have at this stage.
Okay, at the moment we have 4,000 citations which have been issued since our launch last week, Tuesday, and 135 people have been arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol, and 33 arrests for various crimes within the city of Johannesburg.
I mean, it's always the case where you encourage people to not drink and drive, and that's a major cause of these accidents. But the campaigns there are obviously not succeeding in that regard. But what operations do you have, I mean, such as this one, around Johannesburg to ensure that you keep on, finding those that are guilty at this stage?
At the moment, we do have roadblocks around the city. It's checking for driving under the influence and vehicle fitness and driver fitness. Vehicle fitness is the roadworthiness of the vehicles, and driver fitness is, of course, validity of the driving licenses. Yeah.
And I understand that it's all hands on deck. Even the chief is around just checking at some point what is happening here. But of course, the major operations were yesterday, where a lot of people were moving outside of Gauteng. But operations there obviously successful because you haven't recorded any fatality around Johannesburg.
No, that's true. At the moment, there's no fatalities that have been reported, and we want to keep it that way. The less fatalities is the better. It's more safety for our road users and everyone residing within the city and everyone coming to visit the city of Johannesburg.
And just as the last one, those who are taking chances, those who will be driving under the influence, as you have already arrested over 135, I think, at this stage. But at night, you will still be continuing with such operations. You will be in and around Johannesburg, I understand, with such roadblocks, making sure that people who are driving under the influence are apprehended.
That's true, Lindokuhle. It's continuous operations which aren't going to be only during this festive season, this Easter period, but continuous throughout the whole year. And we just want to warn motorists that don't drink drive under the influence or you'll be arrested.
It's as simple as that, Nicholas, at this stage. But there are operations, in fact, that are taking place right now. I'll just allow my colleague Lindokuhle to just show you the traffic here. They are checking, indeed, some of the cars that are passing here, making sure that everything is on point. But what they are saying is that to those who are taking chances and, in fact, who will be driving under the influence of alcohol and other substances will be found, because there will be operations such as these ones in and around Johannesburg. We are awaiting the Community Safety Department to actually give us an update in terms of how Gauteng is doing with those numbers. But at this stage, Johannesburg is recording 0 fatalities, and they are trying to ensure that throughout the festive season and even going forward, there will be no fatalities at this stage.